Here's a shocking fact that will blow your mind. Your body contains about 4 grams of iron right now, and if you removed just half of it, you'd literally collapse from exhaustion within hours. Yet despite iron being absolutely critical for energy production, over 25% of the world's population is iron deficient, making it the most common nutritional deficiency on the planet. Do you ever feel completely drained despite eating well, getting enough sleep, and taking care of yourself? The answer might be hiding in your blood cells, and today I'm going to show you how to unlock energy levels you forgot you had. What's up, guys? Iron isn't just another mineral on the periodic table. It's the powerhouse that literally carries life-giving oxygen to every cell in your body. Without adequate iron, your cells are essentially suffocating, no matter how much you sleep or how many energy drinks you consume. Iron is the spark plug of human energy production, and when it's optimized, everything changes. Your workouts become more intense, your mental clarity sharpens, and that afternoon energy crash becomes a thing of the past. Think about this. Every single breath you take depends on iron. The hemoglobin in your red blood cells contains iron atoms that grab onto oxygen in your lungs and transport it throughout your body. Your muscles need iron to function properly. Your brain requires iron for neurotransmitter production, and your immune system relies on iron to fight off infections. Yet most people have no idea whether their iron levels are optimal or if they're slowly draining their energy reserves day by day. Here's what makes iron deficiency so insidious. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual energy theft that creeps up on you so slowly that you adapt to feeling tired, weak, and mentally foggy. You start thinking that constant fatigue is just part of getting older or living a busy life. Meanwhile, your body is literally crying out for the one mineral that could restore your vitality and give you back the energy you had in your 20s. The problem with iron deficiency isn't just about feeling tired. When your iron stores are low, your heart has to work harder to pump oxygen-depleted blood throughout your body. Your immune system becomes compromised, making you more susceptible to infections. Your cognitive function suffers because your brain isn't getting the oxygen it needs to operate at peak performance. Even your ability to regulate body temperature becomes impaired, leaving you feeling cold when everyone else is comfortable. What's particularly frustrating is that iron deficiency often goes undiagnosed for years. Standard blood tests usually only check hemoglobin levels, which don't drop until iron deficiency is already severe. You could be walking around with depleted iron stores for months or even years before it shows up on conventional testing. By that time, you've already suffered through countless days of unnecessary fatigue and reduced performance. The groups most at risk for iron deficiency include women due to menstrual blood loss, athletes who lose iron through sweat and increased red blood cell turnover, vegetarians and vegans who avoid hemi-iron sources, and anyone with digestive issues that impair iron absorption. But here's what's really concerning. Even men who eat meat regularly can develop iron deficiency if they have underlying absorption issues, or if they're not consuming the right types of iron in optimal combinations. Today, I'm going to reveal the most powerful iron-rich foods that can supercharge your energy levels. The critical difference between heme and non-heme iron that most people don't understand. The surprising factors that enhance or block iron absorption. And the exact protocol that transformed my client Marcus from a chronically exhausted 35-year-old to someone with boundless energy who now outperforms guys half his age. Let's start with understanding the 2 types of dietary iron, because this knowledge will revolutionize how you approach iron nutrition. Hemi-iron comes from animal sources and is immediately bioavailable to your body. It's like premium gasoline for your blood cells. Non-heme iron comes from plant sources and requires your body to work much harder to absorb it, often with absorption rates as low as 2 to 10% compared to 15 to 35% for heme iron. The first iron powerhouse is grass-fed beef liver, which contains more bioavailable iron than any other food on the planet. Just 3 ounces of beef liver provides about 18 milligrams of heme iron, plus vitamin A, B vitamins, and other nutrients that support iron absorption and utilization. I know liver isn't the most appealing food to most people, but the energy boost from incorporating even small amounts weekly is undeniable. If you can't stomach liver, beef kidney, and heart are also iron powerhouses that many people find more palatable. These organ meats contain concentrated amounts of heme iron along with CoQ10 and other nutrients that support cellular energy production. You can find grass-fed organ meat supplements if eating organs isn't an option, but whole food sources are always superior. The second powerhouse is wild-caught sardines, which provide about 3 milligrams of heme iron per 3.5-ounce serving, along with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation and support iron utilization. Sardines are also rich in vitamin B12, which works synergistically with iron for optimal energy production. The combination of heme iron and anti-inflammatory omega-3s makes sardines one of the most underrated energy foods. Red meat gets a bad reputation, but grass-fed beef is an excellent source of heme iron that's easily absorbed and utilized by your body. A 3-ounce serving of lean beef provides about 3 milligrams of iron plus high-quality protein and B vitamins. The key is choosing grass-fed sources that are higher in nutrients and free from hormones and antibiotics that can interfere with nutrient absorption. For those following plant-based diets, spinach is often touted as an iron powerhouse. But here's what most people don't know. The iron in spinach is non-heme and bound to compounds called oxalates that actually inhibit iron absorption. You'd need to eat massive amounts of spinach to get meaningful iron absorption, and even then, you'd be fighting against absorption inhibitors. A much better plant-based iron source is pumpkin seeds, which provide about 4 milligrams of iron per ounce, along with zinc and magnesium that support iron utilization. The iron in pumpkin seeds is more bioavailable than in most plant sources, especially when combined with vitamin C-rich foods. Dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao is surprisingly rich in iron, providing about 7 milligrams per 3-ounce serving. The iron in dark chocolate is moderately bioavailable, and the flavonoids in cacao may actually enhance iron absorption while providing additional antioxidant benefits. Lentils and other legumes provide significant amounts of non-heme iron, but the key is preparation and combination. Soaking lentils overnight and cooking them thoroughly reduces anti-nutrients that interfere with iron absorption. Combining lentils with vitamin C-rich foods like tomatoes or bell peppers can double or triple iron absorption rates. Now let's talk about the absorption enhancers and blockers that can make or break your iron nutrition strategy. Vitamin C is the most powerful iron absorption enhancer, capable of increasing non-heme iron absorption by up to 300%. This is why combining iron-rich foods with citrus fruits, bell peppers, strawberries, or broccoli is so effective. Meat protein enhances iron absorption even from plant sources through what's called the meat factor. Having even small amounts of meat with plant-based iron sources significantly improves absorption. This is why vegetarians who occasionally eat small amounts of meat tend to have better iron status than strict vegans. Cast iron cooking can actually increase the iron content of foods, especially acidic foods like tomato sauce. Cooking in cast iron skillets can add 1 to 5 milligrams of iron to your meals, which can be significant over time. On the flip side, Calcium is iron's biggest enemy when it comes to absorption. Dairy products, calcium supplements, and even calcium-fortified foods can reduce iron absorption by up to 60%. This is why you should never take iron supplements with milk or calcium-rich foods. Coffee and tea contain tannins that can reduce iron absorption by 35 to 60%, but this effect can be minimized by consuming these beverages between meals rather than with iron-rich foods. Wait at least 2 hours after eating before having coffee or tea if you're trying to maximize iron absorption. Whole grains contain phytates that bind to iron and prevent absorption. This doesn't mean you should avoid whole grains entirely, but be strategic about timing. If you're having iron-rich foods, pair them with refined grains or white rice rather than whole grain products for that meal. Let me tell you about Marcus, a 35-year-old marketing executive who came to me completely exhausted despite doing everything right. He was eating a clean diet, working out regularly, and getting 8 hours of sleep every night, but he could barely make it through the afternoon without multiple cups of coffee. His primary care doctor ran basic blood work and told him everything was normal. When I dug deeper and had comprehensive iron studies done, we discovered that while his hemoglobin was technically normal, his ferritin levels were dangerously low at just 15 nanograms per milliliter. Ferritin is your body's iron storage protein, and optimal levels for men should be between 50 to 150 nanograms per milliliter. Marcus was essentially running on empty iron reserves. We implemented a strategic iron optimization protocol that included grass-fed beef liver twice weekly, sardines for lunch 3 times per week, and a high-quality Heme iron supplement taken with vitamin C on an empty stomach. We also eliminated his morning coffee for 30 days and moved his calcium supplement to bedtime, away from iron-rich meals. The transformation was remarkable. Within 2 weeks, Marcus noticed his afternoon energy crashes were less severe. By week 4, he was waking up refreshed instead of hitting the snooze button repeatedly. After 8 weeks, his ferritin levels had climbed to 75 nanograms per milliliter, and Marcus said he felt like a completely different person. His workouts became more intense, his mental clarity improved dramatically, and he had sustained energy from morning until evening. The key to Marcus's success wasn't just adding iron, it was optimizing iron absorption while eliminating the factors that were blocking it. This is why so many people fail with iron supplementation. They take an iron pill with coffee and a calcium-rich breakfast, then wonder why they don't feel any different. If you suspect iron deficiency might be sabotaging your energy levels, here's the protocol that works. First, get proper testing done. Don't settle for just a basic CBC. You need a complete iron panel including serum iron, ferritin, transferrin saturation, and total iron binding capacity. These tests will give you a complete picture of your iron status. For dietary iron optimization, aim for at least 1 serving of heme iron daily from sources like grass-fed beef, organ meats, or wild-caught fish. Combine plant-based iron sources with vitamin C-rich foods and time your meals strategically to avoid absorption blockers. If supplementation is necessary, choose heme iron supplements over ferrous sulfate, which often causes digestive upset and has poor absorption. Take iron supplements on an empty stomach with vitamin C, and avoid calcium, coffee, and tea for at least 2 hours before and after supplementation. Monitor your progress through both lab testing and subjective energy levels. Most people notice improvements in energy within 2 to 4 weeks of optimizing iron intake, with lab values typically improving within 6 to 8 weeks. The key supplement forms that work best include Heme iron polypeptide, which is derived from animal sources, and highly bioavailable iron bisglycinate chelate for those who need non-heme iron with minimal digestive upset, and vitamin C complex to enhance absorption regardless of iron source. Quality matters enormously with iron supplements. Choose products from reputable manufacturers that provide third-party testing for purity and potency. Avoid cheap iron supplements that use ferrous sulfate, as these often cause constipation, nausea, and other digestive issues while providing minimal benefit. The timing of iron supplementation is crucial for both effectiveness and tolerability. Take iron supplements first thing in the morning on an empty stomach with vitamin C and water. If you experience stomach upset, you can take iron with a small amount of food, but avoid dairy, calcium, coffee, or tea. Remember that iron optimization is a marathon, not a sprint. It can take several months to fully replenish depleted iron stores, especially if deficiency has been present for a long time. Be patient with the process and focus on consistent implementation rather than expecting overnight results. Iron needs vary significantly based on individual factors including gender, age, activity level, and health status. Women of childbearing age typically need 18 milligrams daily due to menstrual losses, while men generally need only 8 milligrams. Athletes may need 30 to 70% more iron due to increased losses through sweat and higher red blood cell turnover. Safety considerations are important because iron can be toxic in excessive amounts. Never exceed recommended dosages without medical supervision, and be aware that iron supplements can interact with certain medications, including antibiotics and thyroid medications. The signs of iron overload include fatigue, joint pain, abdominal pain, and changes in skin pigmentation. This is why testing is essential before starting any iron supplementation protocol. Too much iron can be just as problematic as too little. Storage and handling of iron supplements matter for both safety and effectiveness. Keep iron supplements away from children, as iron overdose can be fatal in small children. Store supplements in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight to preserve potency. Dietary strategies for long-term iron optimization include meal planning that combines iron sources with absorption enhancers, strategic timing of beverages and supplements to avoid interference, and regular monitoring through lab testing to ensure optimal levels are maintained. The lifestyle factors that support iron utilization include regular exercise, which stimulates red blood cell production and improves circulation, adequate sleep, which supports hormone production and cellular repair, stress management, as chronic stress can interfere with nutrient absorption, and maintaining healthy digestive function through proper nutrition and probiotic support. Prevention of iron deficiency is always better than treatment. This means being proactive about iron nutrition, especially if you're in a high-risk group. Regular monitoring, strategic dietary choices, and early intervention can prevent the energy-sapping effects of iron deficiency before they significantly impact your quality of life. Iron deficiency isn't just about feeling tired, it's about reclaiming your vitality and unlocking your body's natural energy production systems. When your iron levels are optimized, every cell in your body receives the oxygen it needs to function at peak capacity. Your workouts become more productive, your mental clarity improves, and you rediscover energy levels you may have forgotten you once had. The foods and strategies I've shared today have transformed the energy levels of countless people who were struggling with chronic fatigue despite doing everything else right. Iron optimization isn't complicated, but it does require the right knowledge and consistent application. Remember that energy isn't a luxury. It's essential for living your best life, achieving your goals, and being present for the people who matter most to you. Don't accept chronic fatigue as normal, when the solution might be as simple as optimizing your iron intake and absorption. If you're ready to supercharge your energy levels with a comprehensive iron optimization system that includes detailed meal plans, supplement protocols, and lab testing guidance, I've put together a complete energy restoration program. It includes everything Marcus used to transform his energy levels, plus advanced strategies for maintaining optimal iron status long-term. You can find the link in the description below. What's your experience with iron and energy levels? Have you ever been tested for iron deficiency, or do you suspect it might be affecting your energy? Which of these iron powerhouse foods are you most excited to incorporate into your diet? Drop a comment and let me know your biggest energy challenge or your questions about iron optimization. And if this video helped you understand the connection between iron and energy, make sure to check out my video on The Ultimate Guide to Natural Energy Boosters, where I break down additional strategies for sustained energy throughout the day. Thanks for watching, and here's to unlocking the energy you deserve.